Jack saw 4 strong men carrying a brick that weighed 2 pounds. He felt very confused. Then, Jack picked up a brick casually. His colleagues were stunned the instant they saw this scene. They had never expected that Jack possessed such astonishing strength, but they did not know that just 1 minute earlier, the strength of all human beings had dropped by 1,000,000 times. Jack was the only person who had not been affected. Later on the street, Jack accidentally witnessed a strange sight. An ordinary flower pot could only be moved by a crane. Jack wanted to step forward to help, but the female CEO thought he was just boasting. Yet the next second, Jack lifted the heavy flower pot with ease. Everyone present was utterly shocked. After seeing this, the female CEO immediately invited Jack back to her home. She wanted Jack to become her personal bodyguard. However, Jack thought his strength was too weak to qualify for this job at all. Just then, Jack received a phone call from his superior. He held the phone in one hand while carrying the flower pot with his other hand. This sight completely astounded the female CEO. Afterwards, Jack set the flower pot down on the table. Unexpectedly, the whole room shook violently. Table even shattered instantly under the weight. This moment, the female CEO finally realized how terrifying Jack's power was. She begged Jack to represent her family in the tug-of-war contest. Jack was startled after hearing this and quickly turned her down. Unexpectedly, the female CEO offered tempting terms right away. If Jack agreed to join the competition, she would not only marry Jack, but also pay him $20 million as a reward. Upon hearing these terms, Jack immediately accepted her offer. On the day of the contest, after the first round began, Jack had not even reacted yet when he was mocked by his opponents. They said that at his age, he was only making a fool of himself in public. Jack then realized he had not used any strength, so he pulled the rope instinctively. To everyone's surprise, all 8 opponents were pulled flat onto the ground. The female CEO was overjoyed, but Jack stood there in complete bewilderment. He suddenly recalled all the strange incidents he had encountered. A flower pot that required a crane to move. He had not paid much attention to it back then. Now it all made sense. He was the only one whose strength had remained unchanged, but he did not expect that the final opponents would bring in a world champion sumo wrestler. The man looked down on Jack completely. He even demonstrated his strength with a bottle of mineral water right in front of Jack. Watching the man show off so hard, Jack knew that everything was real. To test his own strength, he told all his teammates to step back, because he decided to take on all 80 opponents by himself. The opponents thought Jack had gone crazy. The audience at the scene also burst into laughter at him. However, the next second, Jack gave the rope a light tug. All 80 people on the opposite side fell to the ground at once. If you want to see the second part, tell me in the comments.